Asteria, a land that has been infiltrated and terrorized by evil beasts. It once was a thriving land that was good for trade and a desired destination for travel. But hence come a certain point in time where no more ships would make it there without a demise, and no one survived going to that land. But for some reason, this kid is just hell-bent on going out there, despite everyone he brings it up to warning him, you don't want to go there. One man finally decides to train him and prepare him for his treacherous journey that he's about to embark on, and thus begins our story. With the release and talk of the new Ys game, I was intrigued to pull out and wipe the dust off this OVA that's been sitting on my shelf over a year, Ys Legacy. I hesitated to watch it for a long time because I had bad experiences in the past with anime that's based on video game franchises. But nah guys, I was surprised how genuinely entertaining Ys Legacy actually was. It may carry that old generic plot where the main character just so happens to have this grand destiny that's supposed to catch up with him as the savior of the land. And spiritually, that's why he feels drawn to the danger. But nah, I thoroughly enjoyed this one as an epic. I'd go as far as to say I personally enjoyed the OVA more than I enjoyed Record of Lodoss War. I'm not exaggerating when I say this is in my top 10 OVAs of all time. This is truly a hidden gem. And if you've been over here a while, you know we don't just hand out A+s for no reason. I love this thing. That's not to say you will, but both anime, Record of Lodoss War and Ys Legacy, float around in the same bubble of swords and sorcery. And this one has a more direct pace with easier to digest dialogue. But yeah, this is the story of Asteria, once called Ys. I'm telling you guys, I'm usually bored out of my mind with a lot of anime these days, and I barely finish things because I just struggle to force through what doesn't truly enthuse my mind. But Ys Legacy just has that vibe about it. It's based on the first game of the series, Ys 1, Ancient Ys Vanished, from 1987 on the PC 8800 series. It follows Adol Christin, a legendary brave spirit that's meant to save the land of Asteria, as he hunts down 6 mystical objects known as the Book of Ys. Very powerful stuff here. So there's 2 different OVA series being covered as far as the old school anime adaptation for Ys. Ys Book 1 and 2 following Game 1, and then Ys 2 Castle in the Heavens, which is a direct sequel and follows the second Ys video game. As far as story structure and what you can expect, I already broke down the backstory of what you'll be watching for the first one. But once all that gets established with the first episode, the second episode slows down a little for info dumping to finally flesh out the intricate things about what Adol needs to be doing to successfully liberate Asteria. The 6 books, buddy. You gotta go collect them. And of course, the beast will be there to meet you before you acquire any single one. And that basically sets the stage and skeleton for what the first anime is about. The first Ys feels like an animated Zelda game, as Adol travels around the land encountering so many obstacles and elements which lead to a boss battle at the end, in which he acquires one of the books. I'm serious, even the way bosses are defeated and do this dramatic floating around the room thing before disintegrating or crashing and burning, or simply just dying, reminds me of a Zelda boss death, like it's serious. Throughout Adol's travels, there is a tension building up to where he must defeat an evil foe at the end of the story. What causes me to enjoy this over the course of its 7 episodes is the time it takes to humanize the characters, specifically Adol, where you'll see him take the time to do normal things along his journey and actually smiling and laughing. A lot of times things are very focused and serious, especially with the fantasy stuff, but Ys covers all angles. Another thing I enjoy, you actually get the backstory on what went wrong in Ys around halfway through the first series. All your curiosities and frustrations that make you feel an anime was incomplete or not good are absent in this one. It's fulfilling 360 degrees, at least to me. Let's talk about the art and animation. The first anime ran starting in '89, so I must say for a late 80s production, this is far beyond expectation. I think they did a splendid job executing this visually, and yeah, of course it's dated, but it's still solid. It has the typical 90s retro anime aesthetic filled with GIF moments and beautiful sceneries. It's like hundreds of other anime from its era, but it's of the good ones, the very good ones visually. I don't remember much about the music, it's alright, but I gotta say the English dub was above average for what you'd expect from some random Anime Works license. Like seriously, one of these things that no one's seen. So before we wrap up, I'll briefly get into the second OVA, Castle in the Heavens. But I'm gonna be brief on it cause the moment I put this on, I could feel the inferiority just oozing in the air in comparison to what I had just watched earlier. That being said, this is actually a step up production-wise, with new character designs, sharper animation, and a cool soundtrack even, but it just isn't as polished and engaging as far as executing a story. But I'm not gonna lie, when you get to the second half of the second last episode through the end of the OVA, this is some of the best golden era stuff that I've seen. I'm serious, like I often scratch my head as to why so many of these fly beyond under the radar. Like these things are flying underground. It kicks off right at the heels of the first OVA, of course based on the second game. But this story is kind of underwhelming overall. It explores Adal trying to uncover the mysteries that are the Book of Ys following the defeat of Dark Fact. This sends him on a journey to the actual land of Ys, which floats in the sky. When he gets there, not only is he revisited by beasts and evil entities, but no one up there knows or even believes that there's a planet below them called Earth, which is void of evil. People down there are actually living peacefully. And from this point forward, things build up from there in the OVA. Of course, per usual, there's some weirdo trying to resurrect an ancient demon. You know, I hate to say it, but the second OVA is the reason my overall Ys anime experience wasn't perfect. What it does have over the first one though is that whole land in the clouds theme. Think of Skies of Arcadia or One Piece, and then pour gallons of water in the cup to dilute all the sugar, but still, you can kind of compare it in that aspect. Skypiea from One Piece. And then it gets kind of spiritual and occultic on things, talking about sacrifices and duality and all of that. More action, more intense action as Adal's powers have increased. You know, he's a magician now and whatever. And generally, the standards of combat in the story have highly increased to go along with that. But anyway, overall, this is it. Ys in anime retro form. A must-watch for all swords and sorcery fantasy-loving anime lovers. If you're into Record of Lodoss War, this is the closest thing in my mind you'll ever get to replicating that experience. There's a lot going on here, from magic to swords to goddesses, demons, heroes, villains, evil lords, holy lords, peasants. It's amazing. And it tends to just keep going on and on and on and on. Starts off with Adal not really being way too aggressive as he's just coming into his age and coming into himself, but by the end of the second OVA, man, this dude is straight animalistic. As far as Ys games go, I look forward to checking this story out with the Chronicles games on the PSP real soon. But yeah, like the video, comment down below what y'all want to see next. I'm out. Thanks for watching. Anime back when.